Here we go. Assassins versus Team Steve. Round 1 of the blacktop playoffs. This is probably the most highly anticipated game of round 1, as I could see either team winning this. The Assassins led by Levi McNeil, but Team Steve looks by far the best of any NCAA team out there. Carter up top kicks it out. Josh Allen. Josh matched up against Levi McNeil in this one. Carter attacking Richardson. Turn, fade, puts it up. No good. Dustin Bass pulls away.
Heck, Richard done fast.
Yeah, Carter very aggressive on that play. Richardson left open for a second. Decides not to take it.
That was an interesting switch.
Levi kicking it out to Bass. Bass driving, goes up with it. Carter, great defensive effort there to stop him from scoring. Who's your pick to win this game?
Both of these teams have some really good reasons for me to pick them. But I gotta just go Team McNeil. Just because I think we got 2 rookies on this team. They're a little bit raw. Hard not to go with the pros. Even though I think the potential and the skill for these... the 3 rookies.
Yeah.
For these 3 rookies is sky high.
I'm going Team Steve. They take home the victory because Steve Carter is an absolute beast on the blacktop and nobody can stop him. So I just think that continues, and I think they win this game. Right now, Team Steve up 1-0. Levi McNeil, though, looking to make a difference. Kicks it over Bass. Bass back to Levi. Here comes Levi. Paint clogged by Richardson. Levi has to float it up instead of slam it home. Got it to go anyway.
McNeil, a wizard below the rim.
Yeah, Levi McNeil, Alfie Hayes, potential future teammates, question mark? I wish.
Eyeball shaking ridiculously hard.
It's hard not to look forward to next year's draft class. I mean, as the Assassins general manager, I'll tell you, Levi McNeil is our number 1. He is 1A, Jay Blinko is 1B. Who's going to be 1C next season when we trade up for a top draft pick, which we're going to have to do because this draft class looks dominant. If you, as the Talons GM, who are building a team right now, you have Jeffrey John, you have Ulf Sundin. I believe those are your big 2, right? You don't have a third? Like, you have Cortez, but I don't know if you consider him a big 3 or if you just consider him a good player on your team.
I think he's one of those players who's going to be He's part of a big 3 as an okay third. I would like to have a better third in my big 3.
Okay, so exactly what I thought. Cortez in the future will be like one of the best 4ths in the league. But for right now, he's just an okay 3.
Yeah, that's kind of the goal.
Okay, so you have Jeffrey John and you have Ulf Sundin. So you have playmaking defender, you have 3-point barrage, absolutely unconscious shooter. I have Levi
surprisingly
McNeil.
Good rebounder.
I have Levi McNeil, who's a wizard at the rim. I have Dustin Bass, who's a facilitator. And I have Jay Blinko, who's a defending facilitator. I have my 3. Now that I've said both of those, who, if you could pick any player from this year's draft class, who would you think fits with your team the best?
From this next upcoming draft class, I'm going to have to say... Oh man, that's tough.
That's very tough.
That's super tough.
I'm going to pick one
I would have
as well when you've got yours all selected.
I would have to say it'd be one of these dominant big men. Right now, Josh Robinson looks like he could be a beast. Cedric Collinsworth looks like he's going to be really good at the next level. Does all the things right that you want in one of your high value, high drafted big men, kind of like Steve Carter this year. And I think getting a dominant big man could set this team apart.
So for you right now, you're way too early for call is Josh Robinson.
Yes.
Who's that new center that just got created? The 7'3" Timmy Duncan.
That was.
I'm just curious now. You said Josh Robinson. And,
Honcho, right?
Yeah, Honcho. Yeah.
Mike Honcho.
Still got to get used to him. We're still in the development phase of him, so we haven't had a chance to truly see him break down. But he's somebody I'm going to keep my eyes on. I have to look at it. I've already got my big 3. I don't know if I'm going to have the money to have a big 4. So if I somehow wound up with a top draft pick and I wind up with a big 4, where would I go? Do I go one of these dominant centers to put down low next to Jay? Or do I go a passing wizard to put next to Levi? Honestly, one thing that I'm struggling with, I think, on my team is shooting. I think that you're going to see the Assassins struggle from 3 this season. So my absolute target right now, I think, is going to be Chalk Thunder.
Ooh.
Chalk Thunder loves to just sit back behind the 3-point line, forcing up threes. Unfortunately, though, I think is going to get drafted way too early for where I think I'm going to be picking. But I think that's going to be the Assassin's weakness, is going to be their 3-point shooting.
Yeah, I think that's a good call there. You already have 2 decent facilitators with Blinko and McNeil.
Oh,
so having that kind of passing wizard, yeah, like you have a lot of players that can facilitate. So I don't know how necessary like a facilitating point guard would be, or somebody to necessarily run your offense. So yeah. I agree that shooting would definitely help you a lot more.
At some point, there's just too much passing. Somebody needs to be selfish. That's where Jerry Johnson came into play for my team. But I mean, the reason I'm considering putting Alfie in the conversation for that top pick is, as you guys can see down there, the big man for the Assassins right there just allowed Steve Carter to lay it up on him. Christopher Richardson is a 3-point shooting 7'2" big man. He doesn't demand the ball. He blocks shots. He rebounds okay, not well. But if I decide to keep Richardson, then I could really target a shooter in the draft. The problem is, and I don't think a lot of people are realizing this yet, I think we're pretty deprived of just straight up shooters in the NCAA this season.
Yeah, not a whole lot of, like, last year we had a lot of people who designed themselves as snipers and deep mid-range guys, and I don't think we see that this year. I think we have a lot more facilitators, a lot more people who slash, who play in the post,
yeah.
And it's a refreshing change to watch in the college ball, but getting those snipers is just so valuable in the pros.
Absolutely. Right now, I think you got players like Shane Thompson, who not active at all, probably remain as a 76 overall, but honestly, the draft stock will probably be there because one of the only snipers in the entire league.
Yeah.
So him, you got Jay Brockmeyer, plays point guard, loves to touch the ball, but as you see at USC, he allows Devontae Bradshaw to just dominate the ball. So Jay Brockmeyer's another one that I would consider a good catch and shoot guy. Other than those two, I mean, there's not really a lot, are there?
Juan Jose's a pretty good shooter.
Juan Jose. How did I blank on Mr. Juan Jose? Absolutely the top of the shooting class. Woo! I'm embarrassed for forgetting him. Yeah, he is by far. Because you look at some of these players for MTSU, you think Collinsworth is better, possibly. Yannick Rose seems like a team leader. Otis Bush has just got that floor general vibe. And then you wonder, like, Juan Jose. Like, yes, he's needed for this team's success. Yes, he's valuable. Will his draft stock be there? I think it's going to surprise people that he's going to have a better draft stock than any other player on MTSU because more teams in the pros need shooters than teams need playmakers, rebounders, or inside scorers. As you saw there from Levi McNeil, I mean, Levi loves to drive and dunk on people. So when Levi does that and meets a 7-3 guy at the rim, he needs somebody to kick it back to. And that's, oh man, if I could get a Juan Jose to play alongside Levi McNeil, I'd be a very happy man.
And you got Bam Allen. Bam Allen's a pretty good shooter too.
I don't like Bam.
Not on the level of like a Juan Jose, but he's somebody who likes to try to
I just don't
spot
like Bam
up
in this conversation because Bam's a ball control guard. He likes to dribble. He likes to have the ball. And when I think spot up shooter, I think somebody that's okay having 8 possessions without touching it and then drill a 3 the one time they do touch it. That's not Bam.
Right.
Bam always wants it.
McCall would probably be more along those lines.
McCall? I gotta see more McCall. I'm not sure yet.
From what I've seen, and this has been a limited sample size, from what I've seen, the guard duo at Michigan likes to split who controls the ball. And when McCall plays off ball, he's so slippery when he gets a screen. That top right side of the arc, he has been hot.
McCall had a lot of hype surrounding him going into the season. So far, he's been an absolute leader for Michigan, but I wouldn't say a dominant force. Like Kai Williams also had all that hype surrounding him, but Kai Williams is playing well enough to not kill the hype, but it has died down, whereas I think McCall has kind of killed the hype for now. That's my hot take on air. McCall's got to show
bad hot take
in one of these games coming up. Otherwise, people are going to start sleeping on him. And you know what? I'm not even insulting him. Let people sleep on him. Let the league forget about McCall. Let me take him late in the first round next season and put him next to Levi McNeil. Give him a good team. For some reason in the SBF, Michigan basketball just struggles. So McCall's on a cursed franchise. I truly believe Bean left the Bean curse on at Michigan on his way out.
He really might have.
Michigan has got just a stacked lineup this year. They still just don't look good. McCall, Bam, Puggleson, Elijah Gregory. Who's their starting 3?
Why am I blanking on this?
Is it an AI or is it a user?
I'm pretty sure it's a user.
That's tough. I do not.
I know. That's why. Maybe I'm wrong. Beasley. That's why. That's who it is.
Yeah, Dwight J. Beasley. Liam McQueen's player. Where's Liam been in the chat?
Haven't seen much from Liam in a little while.
Well, Dwight J. Beasley, he's another one that could end up being in that catch and shoot conversation.
Yeah, Dwight has been pretty decent off the catch and shoot. I think if he gets a couple of shooting badges, right now he's playing the right way, and the Michigan system fits his catch and shoot style.
You know, another thing, another person I'm watching in this game specifically is Josh Allen. In college, he was a ball control point that did everything for his team. But I think Josh Allen, if you want him to hit his peak potential, I think his peak is catch and shoot. And I think that's how they look at that. That's just beautiful. He's so quick on the release, finds the spot, gets to it, pulls up, drills it in someone's eyes. I think on the Bobcats roster this season, Kyrie is going to dominate the ball. I think it's going to allow Josh Allen to slip into a catch and shoot role, and I think Josh Allen is going to be one of the best catch and shoot guards in the SBF.
Oh, absolutely. And I think like people watch what he did at Florida, where he took over and did pretty much a little bit of everything, but what he was most lethal at was crossing people over and getting a little bit of space for that 3, or passing to a teammate and immediately getting open for a 3 to drill in somebody's eye.
Yep. give and go.
Just to
is like-
close out just is never enough to mess with Josh Allen.
Yeah, the give and go is Allen's middle name for sure.
And I think if he's put in a situation in a professional team where he can focus on that and he doesn't have to do everything else, I absolutely think he could thrive as a catch and shoot guy.
Team Steve getting close to pulling off the massive upset here. If Team Steve can get by the Assassins, they might be my pick to win the whole tournament. They look so good tonight. They're truly proving the overall of a player doesn't matter. It's team fit, it's tendencies. There's a lot more that goes into building a player than just overall height and weight. Hershey Allen, a quick three. That was unusually aggressive for him. Richardson with the rebound, clear.
I like the aggression there.
Yeah, me too. He had a good opportunity, and he's a very good shooter. So, there was
Oh yeah, got a little bit of space, caught him napping, just didn't go in.
Levi McNeil, however, if he wants his team to stay in it, he's got to take over. There's a good opportunity, open mid-range, got it. 18,
Might as well be a free
16.
throw.
It's going to be interesting, 2K22 being completely different than 21, how some of these players transfer. I got their tendencies, their attributes as close as possible, I mean, without letting myself go insane. But play styles are just different. There are different strengths, different weaknesses, different everything. Different things work better in the new game. So you could have some teams, for example, Levi McNeil. His play style worked so well in 2K21. He was a wizard around the rim. Is he still going to be a wizard, or is this 2K going to be a little more realistic and tone him down a bit? Like that's something we got to worry about. Russ Hopkins, an absolute three-point shooting legend, but in this new 2K, perimeter defense is a lot more aggressive. Will he get the same type of shots that he used to?
And on the other end of that, maybe they become even better at what they're doing.
Maybe they become, I don't know about even better. I do think we'll see some average players get better. Yuri Kasparov, I mean, all of his stuff was the same, yet so far he looks a little bit better in 22 than he did in 21. Not Yuri Kasparov, who was it? Just debuted for the Stingrays off the bench. Not Cletus. We'll figure it out.
Wow, what a block.
That was a great block as Team Steve's gonna advance. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it.